Okay, so now we're going to go over a mount escape that's going to happen when you're attempting to do your frame-based escape and build your scaffold and escape your hips, but your partner's going to concentrate their weight over top of you and pinch their knees together. So we're kind of dealing with an isometric defense. So we're going to have to rotate our base underneath. So again, my partner mounts me, I set my frame, I knee him in the butt, and I start to do this inversion. And as I try to build up and hip escape, start pinching your knees. Exactly. I'm not able to hip escape. So you can see how as I push my hips back, he just travels with me. So what he's doing is he's connecting his center of gravity to my center of gravity. So I'm going to take advantage of that fact to create a reversal. My elbow, again, regulated tension, stays against his hip. And I'm going to stop trying to move his leg, and I'm just going to build my base up on my head and my elbow and reverse him and go into his guard. Again, this elbow detail could not be more critical here, because if this slips in the process, I'm giving, even if I dump him on his back, I'm giving up that back take potential. So we have to stay, so I'm just gonna do that movement without mark there. And I know this seems kind of reductively simple, like if you ever heard like a dumbass MMA fan who's never grappled before, and their first question when they watch a UFC is, why doesn't he just get up? What we're doing here is we're just getting up, right? So I'll be here and I'll be trying to hip escape, but you're staying right over top of me with your knees tight. So I just extend my knee out, creating base and creating that frame that allows me to support your weight on top. Now I have to shift my weight that way. And so I'm gonna put this knee down, make a post with my head. So I'm using my spine as a frame. My elbow is gonna come out as much as it needs to start to build my base up this way. If this elbow slips, he's on my back, so I have to keep that tension here. Then I'm opening my hand up and shifting on top. So let's go through that in a little bit of a different angle. We'll do it from this side. So he mounts me. Again, I knee him in the butt. I get on my side, and he's pinching his knees together. So I make sure that my elbow starts to retract. Be careful with this. Let's just rotate just a tiny bit more. We've talked about this idea before. If my elbow goes out too far, he's gonna handcuff me. So we have to make sure that as we're building our base here, our hip is covering our elbow until we can get to here. Now, if he reaches for that motorcycle grip, I just posture through. So there's going to be a critical moment. So yeah, as with all things, it's not as simple as just get up. But we are performing our technical stand-up motion. We're just making sure that we hide our elbow against our body until we're in a position to get up and posture a little bit more explosively. So we have to keep our partner's weight shifted off to the side. And the other thing that's going to make it a little bit easier for you to get up, go over this from, let's just do this angle again, is, again, if we think about the center of gravity and where the majority of the weight is going to be focused, and we push our partner to here and we start to build our base this way. If his weight, start coming back towards the center mark, right? If his weight keeps driving that way, I will never be able to build my base behind me to that side. So just let me pop my elbow back up here. So if we're here and I feel my partner driving my weight back this way, I'm gonna start to go back to this side and attempt to re-guard with that kind of lever-based or hip movement-based escape. So you don't wanna try to overdo it. If I'm not managing the center of gravity correctly, if I'm not able to keep my partner's weight to that side, I'm gonna cut back underneath. But the idea is as soon as I feel, so I get to here, I bump, I'm trying to hip escape backwards, but I feel that tension. I make sure that I really, again, engage this arm and push his weight here. So pinch your knees together now. I'm still able to keep his weight a little bit to my left so that my right can build up and create this reversal. So again, it's a simple looking movement. Literally all you're doing is a technical stand-up, just off your shoulder, right? Like we do our technical stand-up off our hand, we can do it off our elbow. Technical stand-up off our shoulder involves that movement. So I'm literally just doing a technical stand-up when my partner is being too tense and connected in center of gravity to mine, but I have to manage their center of gravity. I have to make sure that as I'm building up, if the center of gravity shifts back this way, I'm gonna take advantage of that shift to try to come underneath and go to half guard. But if I do the movement correctly, as I keep my hips going that way, I keep this tension going this way, so his center of gravity stays just enough to my left so that I can build my base up to my right and pop up. Again, I or one of my students has personally used this technique against the highest level of grapplers. and grapplers who outweigh you by a decent amount. I can guarantee you that it works. It's just like with any escape from the bottom, from the negative position, a lot of time invested, way more particular attention to detail. You can do a crappy rear naked choke and finish someone because it's such a dominant position. Here you're in deep, deep shit. There's no easy way out. You're working your way out, and you're gonna require a lot of expertise, a lot of time in the position, and the knowledge that most escapes fail most of the time. So if you're, again, your percentage of success, if it's 10%, 20%, that's fantastic, all right? So keep that in mind, work the shit out of it. I promise you it'll work.